Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your February 2016 love reading. It's Raina here. And as we begin the month of February, you have a very nice angle between Venus and your sun or ascendant because Venus will be in Capricorn at the start of the month, and that is your fifth house of romance and other things such as family and creativity, which Venus also deals with creativity. So that could be good for artists, but it could be good for lovers and people who want to fall in love. And with Venus in this house, you will seem very appealing to possible suitors, to use an old timey expression. But yeah, so that's wonderful. And then on the 17th of February, Venus goes into your sixth house, which is of health, daily routines, and that sort of thing. And so that's more of a practical energy. Of course, the sixth house is your natural house. So that's actually good too, because that's right up your alley. You're interested in diet, you're interested in things related to making lists and having a schedule. And, I have the moon in Virgo. So to me, going into an Office Depot is like what going into a strip club is for somebody else. So the first card I picked describing the mood for you in February is the Two of Swords. So some of you may be having a decision to make. But because the woman is depicted as being blindfolded on the card, it suggests that you might be refusing to see the reality of the situation. And so this is why you are procrastinating making that decision and not wanting to see what's really there. And why are you in this dilemma? Well, I got the Five of Cups, and this is a card of grieving, a loss. There could be a reason why you lost your trust in someone. The typical one is infidelity in a marriage or other long term relationship. You may be separated from your spouse, and this is causing you to feel grief, feel sadness about the situation, pessimism. And so you are trying to decide what to do. Maybe the other person begged for forgiveness and you still haven't decided whether or not you want to forgive, if not forget, and go back into that relationship. You may feel like too much has happened. And yet, others, maybe it's a situation where you had a physical loss of a person and now you're in a new relationship and now somebody else is on the scene. And for some of you, maybe it is a death. Whatever happened to lead you to feeling dejected, it seems that you have allowed bitterness to overtake you. And this may be why you're having a hard time making a decision, because it's very difficult for you to move out of that feeling of betrayal and get things back on track. And so you're kind of stuck, maybe in some way, in pessimism. The higher message, a way to look at things from a broader perspective, is the King of Pentacles. Your best self is more in control than you know. You are a Pentacles because you're an earth sign. So they are associated with earth signs as well as with earthly matters like career and money. In a love reading, it sometimes is irritating to me to get Pentacles cards because to me, love and money have no place next to each other. But sometimes it can indicate just the energy that goes along with that particular element. And this is the earth element. The highest expression of the earth element is being grounded, being practical, not being overly emotional, doing things that benefit you rather than hurt you. There are all kinds of reasons why being an earth sign can lead you to greater emotional stability. But it's also in the king position, it's not being so servile, which is what the I think the negative manifestation of Virgo can be, which for Virgo happens because you wish to be of service. And it can lead the unscrupulous types to take advantage of that generosity and take you for granted. And the advice is the moon card, which is very interesting because the moon card, I think, sometimes gets a bad rap as being associated with a lot of sketchiness, a lot of secrets and illusions, things not being as they are. But the moon card is really telling you to tap into your intuition and to maybe even refrain from acting. Perhaps you have been knowing that you need to make a decision, but you haven't taken the time to actually consider everything. And you've just been reeling from whatever happened. And the moon card is about reflection, it's about creativity and inspiration as well. So, paying attention to your dreams, honoring your gut inclinations rather than just always being rational, which is what Virgos are wont to do at times. The card that crosses you is the Eight of Cups. And so, because the Eight of Cups is about walking away from a situation, and because it's a Cups card, it could be an emotional situation, make sure that if you decide to leave this relationship, that you're not just getting away from it, but you're going towards something. Because the highest expression of the Eight of Cups is somebody who is following their bliss, following their destiny, and leaving behind what doesn't serve them anymore. But sometimes people just want to get away from something, and that's just escape. That's not saying yes to something, it's saying no to something. And as they say, this is a yes based universe. And also make sure that you don't jump into the arms of somebody else, because you may have this inclination to get back into the fray right away. And that, again, is not saying yes to a viable relationship. It's just saying, oh, I don't want to be with that person anymore. So where can I find somebody? Anybody. I'll take anybody. And just go into another person with the same characteristics, but they have a different name and a different face. So somehow you get fooled and think it's different, and you just repeat the cycle. The outcome is a Hierophant card, which I really do associate with the Eight of Cups in a lot of ways. It's a search for higher meaning. The Eight of Cups can be a spiritual quest, and the Hierophant is a major arcana card that does represent thinking of the spiritual side, being philosophical about your life. And being a Virgo, being an earth sign, sometimes you need to go there so that you can gain a better perspective on your life, because it's easy to go crazy when you're just dealing with things on the mundane level all the time. I don't know how some people do it who claim not to have a spiritual bone in their body and they just live a worldly existence. I would think that would be a very treacherous place to exist, but whatever. I just think that you can gain a lot if you're not already on a spiritual path by thinking about that aspect and really making an effort to tap into the wisdom that the moon card can provide and the structure of the Hierophant. It's associated with organized religion. It doesn't have to be something dogmatic, though, that you find yourself with, but there is kind of this comforting orthodoxy that is different than the moon card, which is more of a flowing, nebulous type of psychic energy. And the Hierophant is more, I believe, something associated with convention, but a way to live life in a practical yet spiritual way that takes into account the fact that you are more than just this physical being. And I think that when you see yourself first and foremost as a spiritual being, it puts everything into perspective. And any of these events that are happening on the surface never really penetrate your core. And so you can never really be that Five of Cups again, where you are in grief mode and seeing things from a pessimistic perspective rather than the holistic one that sees the ebb and flow of life and is able to come out smelling like a rose every time. So, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed your love reading. And if you'd like a personalized reading, please click on the link below. Take care. Bye.